Sometimes it's the unassuming whistle-stop towns that can actually be hidden gems. And with a little digging, you might actually find a gold nugget.
G'day, thanks for stopping by. Come and join us as we continue our journey towards Darwin through outback Queensland. We kick off this leg of the trip in Roma and end up being delayed for an extra week. Then, back on the road, we hit the towns of Mitchell, Augathella, Tambo and end up in Barcaldine for a few days. Alright, let's check out Roma. Roma claims to be where country meets the outback. And while the town is quite well resourced, you can certainly feel the sense of outback adventure in the air.
There are several caravan parks to stay at in and around Roma. We were told about the Roma Gun Club on the edge of town. We were only planning on staying for 4 nights, but that quickly changed, didn't it, Paul?
Oh yeah. However, we did turn that setback into an opportunity. The White Bull Tavern came highly recommended as the place to eat. How's this for a feast? Salt and lemon calamari, bowl of veggies, okay, and a French palmy.
What's a French palmy for?
French palmy. Mozzarella cheese, brie, avo, and shaved ham. Nice. Alright, I'm going to call it now. This is one of the best palmers I have ever had. Then, driving back to the van, check out this sunset.
There really is something different about an outback sunset.
Isn't there? Apparently one of the things to do in Roma is to come to the sales yards. So we've done that. There's an interpretive centre up ahead, so we're going to go and check out that.
We'll see what makes it special.
Let's go. It's free entry and you can just wander around at your leisure. So in the interpretive centre you can learn about Queensland's largest agricultural industry.
Can you imagine what this place must be like and smell like when the sales are on?
Oh yeah, be packed.
Well, apparently there are cattle that are specially bred for the Australian harsh conditions in the north. While the British breeds like the Hereford and is fine for down south where the temperatures are more temperate. Up in the north, they're actually breeding cattle to withstand those kind of conditions. And most of them are crossbred with the Brahma cattle. Here we are packed up, ready to have a look at the largest bottle tree, because apparently that's something you do when you're here in Roma. And here it is. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's a big bottle tray.
So they've built a viewing platform so you can get up very close to the tree, and you can go over this side and look at it from here, and you can go over to this side and look at it from here.
Yep.
I think the highlight of Roma has to be the big rig and info centre. And it's all about the history of the oil and gas industry here in Roma. Apparently a lot of people wanted to climb the big rig and get up the top of it, but because of work health and safety regulations you couldn't do it. So they built this tower. You can climb up here. Apparently there's 13 levels on this tower that you can climb up and have a look over the surrounding area. There's also a treetop walk up here. But there's the stairs. However, we're going to take the lift. Going up?
It's been 35 degrees, I think.
There we go.
Stop dawdling and start drilling.
Well, the ride up in the lift was entertaining in itself.
Oi! Help us trip this point, would you?
I don't think I've ever been told off by a lift before. And then from the top, you get this panoramic view.
So the treetop walkway is actually on level 2, and it gives you an opportunity to just walk in amongst the trees.
Alright, today we're checking out the Mucka pub in Augathella, of all places. We heard a bit about it. It's got a bit of a history about it. Apparently it burnt down a few years ago, and the guy who owned it wasn't going to rebuild it, but somebody else bought it, and over the next 2 years they rebuilt it, and it's now a bit of a tourist destination. Alright, change of plans. It's closed. It opens at 3 PM today, so we're going to have to come back another time. Now, because the parts of the car were going to take so long to come through, and rather than just wait around in Roma for the extra week, decided to take a side trip and headed out to Carnarvon Gorge for a few days.
It wasn't part of our itinerary, but oh wow. Let's just say, if it isn't on your list of places to visit, we really reckon you will need to update that list. It was such a beautiful place, and in fact we dedicated a whole video to that trip and still only scratched the surface of what Carnarvon Gorge has to offer.
I'll put a link in the video description below. Alright, so we're back at the
Roma Gun Club.
Roma Gun Club.
Yep.
We're here for a few days, do some work and check the place out a bit.
Get the car fixed again.
Yep. So I've got to take it up in the morning and leave it there.
For 2 days.
And they'll fix it for us, that's good.
Yeah.
I've had the work done on the car now, so that was good. It's all worked out fine. So the gun club's been a great place to stay.
$25 an hour power and water. Washing machines are $4. Clotheslines.
Nice clean amenities.
Oh, lovely clean amenities. Yeah.
Dump point. And it's pet friendly. So we'll keep travelling. On our way through to Mitchell, we've called into the Mucka pub. We missed out the other day because it wasn't open when we came down for lunch, but today, hopefully, it is open. So you notice on the sign up here, it says Mucka Bub. Apparently that was an error by the sign writer, but it's been such a Facebook sensation, they decided to leave it as it is. Gee, they've done a great job restoring the place. Apparently you can camp out there. They do have power inside, so you've got to pay for power inside. It's $25 for the power and water hookup. But you can stay here as well for free. Just pull up. There's a section they've got aside for overnighters. I'm assuming they expect you to pop in to the pub at beer and a meal.
That would be fair enough, wouldn't it?
And there's even a pool to cool off in. They've done a great job restoring the place.
Alright, we made it out to Mitchell and staying at the Major Mitchell Caravan Park. Nice little park, yeah, no?
Yeah. We've actually, first time ever, I think, got an ensuite site.
Yeah, check this out. This is the drive-through site, and you pull up right here next to the ensuite.
I think they said that the ensuite sites are the only ones they're using at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's $37 a night, so it's not cheap for remote Australia, I suppose, is it?
Well.
But I tell you, it is a nice spot. We're here for 2 nights, so.
Oh, let's spoil ourselves.
Yeah, that'd be nice to check that out and see what it's like with the ensuite.
Yeah.
Anyway, tonight we're off into town. We're gonna
see if we can find a pub.
Hit one of the pubs and get a meal.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well, we rocked up to the Hotel Richard on the edge of town. It was the one that got the best reviews. It's actually getting some construction work done at the moment, so it's a bit dishevelled, to say the least. So, what's the menu look like?
It's a really good, solid country pub menu. But
it's got little rissoles and bangers and steak and chops and a whole range of things.
Parma?
Yep, they have a Parma.
Alright, dinner's set. But the main attraction here is the Artesian Mineral Spa. There's 2 pools. The suggestion is that you hop in the hot one, which is sitting at about 40 degrees apparently, straight out of the Artesian basin, and then only in there for 10 minutes so you don't faint, and then go and hop in the cool one, which is the smaller pool. Right, let's test out this water. Ooh, it's hot. Well, it costs you $10 for the day to use the pools. This water is very warm.
I have a siren that goes off every 15 minutes to remind you to get out and cool down in the cool pool.
Very nice.
Isn't it? I thought we'd have a coffee here at the Artesian Spa Centre. There's a little cafe on site. You can have a lovely coffee. Paul's having a panini with homemade relish.
I've got Starlink out. I'll put the dish up on the roof of the van. It seems to be above most areas. There's only some trees over there, but the rest of the sky's pretty clear. I was testing the figures before and it actually seems to be quite good. So I'm getting a download of up around 100 megabytes per second, which is quite fast. And the upload is sitting at about 12 megabits per second, which is quite good too. So you can work with that. As I said, I mean, my main concern about Starlink, I don't want to sound like I'm bagging it, my main concern about Starlink is that it drops out continuously. So for the most part, if you were streaming, say, Netflix or YouTube videos like Beyond the Grey Oz, it would be alright because you'd buffer those, and then when it dropped out, like it only drops out for a few seconds. The trouble is, when you've got a video call going, and if it drops out, it actually drops out, so you lose everything. And if you're in the middle of a critical conversation, that can be quite bad. So I do like Starlink, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't, it's not perfect. Next, the tiny town of Augathella. We have arrived in Oregathilla. Now the plan was to actually come here and stay for the night, but it all seems to be pretty closed up and there's nothing much happening here. So it's only midday. It's very early in the day, so we're thinking we might just have a quick wander around and have a bit of a look and then keep moving. Might end up going up to Tambo or something just to get a few more kilometres under the belt rather than sit here, because I mean there's nothing to do. So if we stopped here, you could go and stay at the Rodeo ground, but then you're going to sit there for the whole afternoon. I don't know.
It's not such a bad thing, really.
Well, it's 37 degrees, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I don't know. So, all right, we'll go and have a look
around and we'll make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out Augathella.
So I thought we might get a hot chocolate at the supermarket for lunch today, but it's 6 minutes past 12 and the supermarket is closed. Oops. Okay then.
Now you might be thinking, what is the main attraction of Augathella? Well, you know what? There's 2.
Meat ants
Yes, meat ants.
and
The 1956 hit movie Smiley about the adventures of a boy from Augathella.
that is still proudly being shown here in town at this historic cinema, but not today, closed. But we're not done yet. Of course, no trip to Augathella would be complete without a trip to see the big meat ant.
1,000,000 times bigger than the actual ant.
So there's a free camp here just on the edge of town, which it's nice enough. They ask for a $5 donation to stay here.
So over here, the building just over there, that has toilets and showers.
mainly toilets, but there's a couple of rooms in there that have showers and baby change tables.
I think if it was later in the day, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd stop here. It seems a nice enough place to stop. But because it's so early in the day, we'd have all afternoon just to sit here in the heat. I'm not real keen on that part of it, I must admit. Come to check out the Rodeo Club out here in Augathella. It seems a nice enough place. You can get power and water hookup here. It's got toilets. I think they ask for a $10 donation if you want to hook up to the water and power here. So the facility's looking reasonably good, Nick. There's no issues with that part of it. And then over here you've got some powered sites. The power poles there and water tap over there. I'm not sure if it's drinking water, but you can certainly hook up to it.
Decided to continue up the road to Tambo for the night, and Tambo's claim to fame is the famous Ben Chook races.
I've called into the Windmill Caravan Park in Tambo. It's just the main street. It's only up the road. Well, it's actually not even up the road. It's almost in the heart of town. So it's only a short walk across the street to the pubs and shops. $35 a night, power and water. There is a toilet blocks over here. And from what I understand, we're the only ones here for the night. Last time we were in Tambo, we stopped just for the night again, and we ate at the Tambo Tavern.
Very country.
Yeah, it was a real country sort of feel about it. We thought we'd go and try the other one, which I don't think that was open last time we were here. But this is the one that has the chook races in the holiday season. Unfortunately, we're about a month early, so no chook races tonight. So this is the Royal Karangara Hotel in Tambo. Cheers.
Cheers.
Can you believe it? Saturday night is party night. Today you're going to find us in the little town of Barcaldine. I'm not even sure how to say that name properly. I've heard it so many different ways. But it's either Barcaldine or Barcaldine or something like that. Anyway, we're here at the moment for a few days. We're going to do a bit of work here and then move on again. So at the Homestead Holiday Park or Caravan Park, we chose this one mainly because of its location and price. It's only $32 a night with power and water. Apparently the best water in Queensland. And you also get 3 cents a litre off fuel. So
Here's Barcaldine here, and here's the line of the Tropic of Capricorn. So we're right just underneath it there.
there you go.
Yeah. Don't know what that means.
There's the big windmill. Barcaldine.
Well, we think it's Barcaldine.
Barcaldine.
It's actually spelled Barcaldine. Barcaldine. Who knows?
Yeah, that place near Longreach.
I'll go and ask the post office.
Alright, so we've been informed that the name of the town is Barcaldine. That's how we say it here, but apparently its heritage is Scottish. And if you're from Scotland, you can actually call it Barcaldine.
Yeah, and apparently there's a Barcaldine or Barcaldine
In Scotland.
in Scotland
Yeah,
with a castle.
so there you go.
Yeah, we'll have to look that one up for.
Definitely. This sculpture commemorates the striking shearers who marched under the Eureka flag in protest against poor working conditions and low wages back in 1891. It was under this tree, next to the railway station, that in 1891 an organisation was formed that later became the Australian Labor Party. This is the Tree of Knowledge.
One of the things that really strikes you when you come to Barcaldine is how many pubs there are here. Some of them look like They're open sometimes. Sometimes some of them look like they're never open, and some of them look like they could use a lick of paint.
The heritage listed Tree of Knowledge was poisoned in 2006, and this memorial was set up so its legacy can live on. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Those unassuming tiny towns.
And you know, the one thing that I've learnt from this trip is don't underestimate these tiny towns and what they have to offer. You
So
know,
many of them have such a unique attraction to
they
them.
really do. Don't underestimate these tiny towns. They really have some of the most amazing things.
All right, well, where are we off to now?
Well, in this leg of the journey, we're going to, we're heading towards Winton. We're going to
Dinosaur country.
Yeah. And then we're heading up to McKinley, where the Crocodile Dundee movie pub is. The Walkabout pub.
Walkabout Creek Hotel.
Yep, that's it. And then we're going to head off and spend some time in Julia Creek.
Very nice. Well, hopefully you can come and join us as we continue to travel through outback Queensland on our way to Darwin.
Such an adventure.
It is. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye for now.
Bye.